Hey y'all, it's Day. So I'm going to do a reading for us today. I am in a very melancholy type of mood right now, so I'm chill right now. But earlier today I got very emotional, and I just want to share some things with you. The first thing is that yesterday, I decided to make a candle for myself. Some of the reasons that I decided to make the candle for myself is because I feel like it's a new era, a new chapter, a new opportunity for me to take advantage of the new opportunities that are being presented to me and everybody right now. And I know that in making this candle, it's very important for me to maintain that kind of high vibe. It's important to just kind of like be mindful of my energy and what I'm thinking as well. So basically, the candle that I made for myself is about maintaining optimism, being in an energy of expectation, um, allowing myself to release any baggage, any burdens, and any limiting thought patterns for myself, and mostly being in receiver mode as well, being open to the changes, the transitions, the blessings that are available to me. So I'm going to show you. I dug into this box that I've had for a while because I haven't used this in a while. I forgot the correct term for this thing, but it's basically an incense holder. So I had a big bag of lavender herbs left over, and I just put a little bit of lavender in here. I love the way the lavender smells when I burn it. Sometimes it could be a little sharp for me, so I use this incense as well to kind of like combine with the lavender. So I've been burning that, and I made a candle for myself. And basically what I do is I will use words, and I will meditate or be in that energy while I'm writing these things. And then I will cut it out. Some of them are words, some of them are affirmations. Like I am wealthy, I have abounding, accepting, renewal, appreciation, things like that. On this candle, and it's doing very well. But yeah, so yesterday was a great day. I was all high vibing and setting intentions and really good. And then just for some reason today, I was just very emotional and got very frustrated and stuff. And then I'm being reminded like, oh yeah, I forgot that, I made this candle and I'm supposed to be high vibing. Um, yeah, but mostly realizing how I plummeted today is reminding me that I need to be grateful, and I haven't even experienced anything so traumatic today, so I really need to check that. But just wanted to share that with you guys. I plan on making candles and making it available for anyone that's interested in the future as well. But let me know if that's something that you guys are interested in. And remember that if you would like to book a private reading with me, you could do so by checking out my website in the comment section as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this reading. And I've shared this deck with you guys before. This deck is the deck that I use when I am basically like really scared or just need like a pick me up. This deck, I feel like it's not like a kiddie version of a deck or anything, but it's like more colorful or more colors that bring out the inner child of me. So I'll use it when like I'm scared or when I'm just like in a bad mood. And that is the Threads of Fate Oracle Shadow Edition. And I have my tarot cards here as well. So that's what I'm doing right now. And let me go ahead and get started. Oh, I have the book. I'm trying to shuffle with the book. Angels, guides, ancestors, God's source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect me as I walk my path. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So under the deck energy is get wild. Get wild. And then we have top of the deck under current energy, ascension in reverse. With the ascension in reverse, this is reminding me of how today after I had that episode, and then I saw my candle and I was like, oh no, I'm supposed to be high vibing right now because I made this candle and I'm trying to manifest. And it's something to be said about that energy of like, well, yeah, you're not supposed to like fake it, or you don't have to like not be human, or you're not gonna mess things up because you had a moment. And also this is an opportunity to exercise your faith in that, knowing that, things are always working out despite distractions, despite disruptors type of energy. And so how do we bridge the gap between being human and still striving for all the things that you are actually wanting? And I'm noticing under this Get Wild card, there was another card, which is Underworld. And this Underworld is speaking to like there's a thing that you're upset about, and then there's the things below that, like what's really causing your frustration, or what is this fight really about, that type of energy. Towards the bottom left of the spread, we have nature in reverse. We have dare to dream. We have transmute. And we have connect to heart. So some of us may be feeling a little numbed out, like a little bit detached. Maybe you are someone like me, like where one day you're feeling really inspired and the next day you just kind of plummet, or something happens and it completely derails your whole mood, optimism, perspective on life. That's the energy. So yeah, transmute is coming out directly underneath ascension. So progressing, walking through, and fully being present is coming up with the ascension in reverse. Like, be present. You don't have to necessarily like judge yourself for mistakes or not being high vibe. Then we have the pillar coming out in reverse, and we have boundaries in reverse. With the pillar, it's kind of like when you go from being really high vibe to plummeting, or something happens or triggers you where you're just kind of like, F everything, to spiritual team is saying to like look at that, evaluate that, and to realize what is important to you when these things happen, or what are you left with, what's still standing um, when these situations happen. So it's kind of like, okay, this happened and that puts me in a bad mood, but I don't have to change my entire perspective or halt all the progress that's being made just because that happened. And as I mentioned, I use words and sometimes affirmations on my candles. And what I like to do also is like when as the candle is burning and it starts to, slowly go down, I like to focus on the words of the affirmations that the wax is eye level on. And right now, and since last night, it's been on acceptance. So there is something about that type of energy with this ascension in reverse, where we're striving for and we're trying to maintain our vision, we're trying to maintain our level of optimism, we're trying to be open to new opportunities that are available to us. But the spiritual team is saying like something about that practice is also putting you in that energy of focusing so much on the destination and not enough on the present moment, which is why I was getting more energy about being present with the ascension and in reverse and not judging yourself because it's not linear. So yeah, that's coming up. On the right of the spread, we have the Magi in reverse. And this is signaling like you are still powerful even in frustrating moments. You are still resourceful. You still have a say and you still have an influence. So in those situations where you're feeling like F everything, that type of energy, to know that that type of energy and any actions that you take as a result of the energy that you're feeling, it does affect things. So knowing our influence, being mindful of our influence is very important during this time. And this Magi card in reverse is coming out on top of this versatility card, which is coming out in reverse as well. So something is coming up about maybe we're focusing on certain aspects of manifesting and forgetting others or neglecting others. But there is this energy of versatility, being able to pivot, being resourceful, even in discouraging or frustrating times, makes us stronger. And directly underneath this versatility card, we have sacred sexuality. And the way that it's coming through is like self-expression and creativity. Like still maintaining this optimism, this curiosity, this playfulness with life. And directly under the Magi in reverse, we have compassion in reverse as well. So something about being this energy, when we're not being compassionate towards ourselves, we may be, some of us, not everybody, may be lacking compassion for others as well. Then we have the warrior in reverse. And our spiritual team is saying like we don't have to like fight through something. Definitely if you're in the energy of like, I have to be optimistic or I have to push through this, spiritual team is saying like that's not necessary either. You don't have to fight the current. You can move with the current, like acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge your frustrations, and um, move with the current. Then we have withdraw, withdraw, and we have take risk. So right now is a good time to kind of like take things easy, to move more slowly, to feel the feelings, to process feelings, and still expect good, still manifest if that's what you're doing, or follow through with your plans, but maybe move at a more slow pace. Slow down, don't be in a rush. So shuffling again, the warrior card comes out in reverse again. And we have the wielding. So I'm getting imagery of like someone like rolling dough or something, and it's kind of like this energy of when you roll dough or you're making food or something for somebody, how you're in it. So when we prepare food for someone or we make something for someone, we are in it. That's why giving something to someone else is very special, because their hands have been on it or in it, or they, they sculpted it special for you, and it has their energy on it. So with that coming through, in regards to manifesting or creating or wielding your energy, spiritual team is saying like, yes, there will be an imprint upon what you're manifesting. Everything will be documented as far as every emotion that you've went through during the time, and that's okay. Like, so it's giving me this energy. I'm not saying that I was in this energy, but it was a thought. It's just like what I was saying earlier, just like, oh yeah, I saw the candle. I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be manifesting. I'm not supposed to be like crying and being upset and stuff like that. And spiritual team is saying like, it's not necessarily that you can't or that you're doing something wrong. Should you, in regards to this situation, there's so much to be grateful for. But I mean, at the same time, that's how you're feeling right now. So this will be taken into account as well, but like don't let that deter you. Don't let that make you feel like the project is ruined. So it's giving me that energy of someone, they spent, let's say, 2 hours drawing something, and then the artwork from their perspective starts to take a left. And then they get to that point where I don't know how this is going. This is not necessarily turning out how I want it to, or I really didn't want that or intend that for this, and how someone could be in that energy of like wanting to throw it away and start over. And so it's that energy of spiritual team is like, no, this is a part of it. This is what's happened, or this is what's happening. This is authentic. This is genuine emotion or reaction that doesn't necessarily ruin the project just because it's not what you had intended. So that's the energy that's coming through. So for whoever this reading is for, you may be feeling this energy of like maybe something within an action or something that you're creating or something that you're wanting to do. Maybe it's taking a little bit of a turn than you anticipated, or maybe you've made so many good impressions, and then you get a bad review all of a sudden after 15 good reviews. It's giving that type of energy, and it's like it almost like ruins your day, and it can almost ruin your next couple of days or your week because of this poor review that you've gotten after putting so much time, energy, and effort into something. That's the energy that's kind of coming through. And spiritual team is like, that's fine. Like, keep going, keep moving, keep creating with the wielding coming out here. And they're saying with the withdrawal, it's like it's also okay to take a break. It's also okay to move a little bit more slowly. It's also okay to recognize, how you're feeling right now. So that's the energy. And now I'm going to transition to the tarot deck. Angels, guides, ancestors, God, source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so under the deck, under current energy, is the Seven of Cups. Spiritual team saying like there's so much to be grateful for. There's so much that you can dabble into in regards to opportunities. And with the Magi coming out in the Oracle deck earlier, it was like the Magi is like equivalent to the Magician. It's kind of like get discouraged, but it's like spiritual teams like there's so many different cogwheels and buttons and turntables that you can play with to kind of get where you need to go or make happen what you're wanting to happen. So it's like don't just get frustrated and kind of be in that energy of crying over spilled milk. Directly underneath this Seven of Cups, where spiritual team is saying that there's so much to be grateful for, we have the Queen of Swords. So spiritual team is saying it's very important to be mindful of what you're speaking, how you're speaking about your circumstances, where you're saying you want to go. They're saying that your communication is your vehicle right now for whoever this reading is for. So we can move, we can travel with our words, with our communication. And I'm hearing the word speak. On the left of the spread, this is the energy that we've been discussing so far. That is the Five of Cups, where we set intentions for something and we're trying to go through the motions. And then something happened, someone upset us, someone triggered us, or something triggering happened. Definitely getting that energy of like someone getting a bad review on their shop, on their store, on their services, and it's just like that really discourages them. It really upsets them. It really pissed them off. And now they're just kind of in a bad mood. But they have two other clients that are looking and expecting to hear from them and ready to converse. But it's just kind of like they're still thinking about this one incident. So, our spiritual team is encouraging us to push past that not allow that to stop us or slow us down. It's kind of like a test. Versatility with the Oracle deck came out in reverse. So being able to pivot, being flexible, being able to move on, move forward from that situation. Then we have on the right of the Five of Cups, we have the Hierophant in reverse. And spiritual team was wanting us to realize, to acknowledge that, this is whatever has happened that is making you frustrated. It's supposed to happen. It was always meant to happen. It's like, even if it was to maintain optimism, but also to know that that is a part of the process, that we're supposed to be learning how to navigate challenging times. We're supposed to be learning how to navigate frustrating times anyway. So to use that as fuel, to transmute it. Okay, we have the Three of Swords coming out in reverse, which from our spiritual team's perspective is like we're crying over spilled milk. We're making a heartbreak situation out of something that is definitely frustrating, but is it detrimental? No. And on the right of that, spiritual team is saying continue to plan, continue to maintain your higher vision, continue to move forward, or use your mind as a vehicle to progress forward, even if you're not physically moving your feet. And then we have the Eight of Wands coming out directly underneath this Three of Swords and King of Wands. So spiritual team is encouraging us to create movement and to be optimistic. It's like you don't have to force optimism, but it's just like from our spiritual team's perspective, it's like you have so much to be grateful for, and you have so many tools and resources available to you at the same time. So it's kind of like maybe they're like you can move more slowly, to slow down, you can take a moment to yourself, but keep moving, keep working as well. Directly under this Three of Swords as well, we have the Page of Cups in reverse. On top of this Eight of Wands. Continue to take interest in yourself and what you're doing. Continue to take interest in the matter at hand. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're trying to build, whatever you're trying to create. And directly underneath this Eight of Wands, we have the Nine of Cups as well. So spiritual team is saying, like, don't focus on trying to, I was hearing bully yourself into like, oh, I need to be this way or I need to be that way. And spiritual team is like, yes, be that, but do it authentically. So you, like I was saying earlier, that may require you to move a little bit more slowly, or you may need to take a little bit of time to yourself to reset. But keep moving, and focus on contentment. Exercising gratitude. On top of this Queen of Swords, where spiritual team is saying that using our voice, our ability to communicate, and whatever we're communicating in conversation as a vehicle to continue to move you forward. We have the Strength card. So spiritual team is coming through to acknowledge that they know that that is challenging, that it's very hard. They understand that you may not be in the mood to do that also. But this exercise will be beneficial for you long term. Directly under the Page of Cups in reverse, where our spiritual team wants us to continue to take interest in ourselves, our hobbies, our projects, whatever it is that we are utilizing to help move us to or in the direction that we're wanting to go, to continue to take interest in our interest. underneath that, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So there is value there by continuing to focus on ourselves and our interests, and it will grow and build over time. Directly underneath this Nine of Cups, where our spiritual team is saying to exercise gratitude and contentment in who we are, what we have, and the direction that we're wanting to go in with the resources that we have. We have the Temperance card also, and this is coming up in the resistant position. So spiritual team is acknowledging that that may be challenging for us as well, especially like if we're not in the mood, and they're wanting us to reevaluate more why we're not in the mood. Then directly under that, we have the Eight of Coins, and this is coming out in the choice point position. So spiritual team want us to continue to working on ourselves, continue working on picking up back where we left off, where we got distracted by something. And then we have the Sun card is coming out as well, and it's coming out in the resistant position. And this is going back to this energy of spiritual team from their perspective. Is like you have so much to be grateful for, and you also have so much to look forward to. And with it coming out in the resistant position, we may not be open to that, hearing that, or seeing that. We also have the Two of Swords coming out in the resistant position. So spiritual team is saying that we may be susceptible to going in the wrong direction by holding on to this toxicity, this negative perspective, and it could get in the way of us being able to make rational or decisions that are beneficial for us long term. So to be mindful of our thoughts, negative thoughts staying with us so long that they start to turn into actions that we take as a result of our thoughts. On top of this Two of Swords in the resistant position, we have the Chariot card, which came out in reverse. So be slow to anger, be slow to action within the anger. And we have the Nine of Swords in reverse on top of that Two of Swords as well. Spiritual team is saying that we're up worrying late at night about how things are going to come together or what's going to happen next, what should we do, how should we handle something. So last night I was practicing giving my worries to my spiritual team and to God. So that may be a practice or exercise that may be beneficial for you as well. Exercising gratitude and trust when we get into situations where things seem a little up in the air or out of reach. We're not sure how things are going to play out. My partner has a saying or affirmation that I've adopted as well, which is everything always works itself out. So whoever this reading is for, you may benefit from exercising something similar as far as thoughts and mindset. On top of this Chariot card in reverse and the Nine of Swords, we have the Ten of Wands, which is coming out in the resistant position. And I'm getting this energy of like someone is assuming they have to carry things all by themselves, but they don't really have to, but because of their mindset, they've kind of convinced themselves that they have to do everything or not to expect help, not to expect love. So something about that needs to be checked in regards to our mentality. Stop expecting to have to do it all by yourself. Stop expecting things to not work out. Stop expecting to be shortchanged or overlooked. On the right of the spread, we have the Six of Wands. Spiritual team wants us to know that we are still moving forward and making progress, regardless if how we are feeling right now, because feelings and emotions are fleeting. They do change over time. And then we have the, is this the Nine of Wands? And it's coming out in the resistant position. Oh yeah, top of the deck undercurrent energy that I didn't talk about was the World card. It's like a new beginning is supposed to happen, but something happened, like an incident or someone upset you or frustrate you or something became frustrating. And it's kind of like we could be inclined to start sulking or give up, stop working altogether, allow something else to steal our intention. And I'm also hearing joy, steal our joy. And spiritual team is saying continue to collaborate, continue to put your 2 cents in, or continue to contribute to what's going on. So yeah, that's, let me see if there's anything else because I want to close. Is there anything else that we need to know regarding this message? The death card is coming out in the resistant position. So if something is coming up that is making you feel some type of way about your plans and the way you think things should play out or would play out, to kind of keep that in check and surrender, and to know that that is a part of the current, that's a part of the process, that you're not on the wrong track. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, or this reading is beneficial for whoever needs it. If you like a private reading, check out the link in the comment section below. That's pretty much it. Bye.